Namaskara Trailblazers, I'm with a new series Headless360 where we will talk and build MCP servers in Salesforce and expose outside Salesforce via MCP servers. First thing first, Headless360 is all about exposing the Salesforce features, servers, even automations via Model Context Protocol, also known as MCP, which is an open standard introduced by Anthropic, as you may be already aware of. But before we actually go inside Salesforce, where we can enable the servers and see how it actually reacts outside the MCP client, we will first try to understand, is it a cold war that is happening between MCP versus API, or MCP is just a additional or kind of enhancement that is there for API, and why exactly MCP is coming into picture from coming few months, right? First we'll try to understand that, and then we will deep dive into how we can enable MCP servers in Salesforce, how we can utilize the out of the box servers that Salesforce is already providing, and also we will try to build our own custom MCP servers, whether it can be a named query to query all the data in a relevant fashion, or it can be a flow where we can use automations to pull that particular data out of Salesforce into MCP client, or it can be an Apex to do some complex logics. We will do this together where we will build each of the automations and we will expose them into MCP servers and see how it actually looks outside Salesforce, which is in this MCP client would be the place where we will be seeing how exactly it reacts, right? So to do all this and to do the hands-on with me, I highly recommend you actually to go to the developer edition sign up page, where I will be adding this particular link in the description, even in my LinkedIn article, where you can actually quickly go to this particular URL and sign up a developer edition for yourself. Why we need to do that? As you may already aware, MCP is something new that is there with Salesforce. So if you enroll to this developer edition newly, then you will get all the features that are present for enabling our MCP servers, so that we can just enable and start moving ahead of our whatever the roadmap or whatever the idea that we want to execute, right? So for that, I highly recommend you to actually go and enroll this particular developer edition to yourself, right? But in this particular video, I just wanted to give you an introduction and just give a quick sneak peek how exactly the MCP servers would look like and what exactly you can expect in coming weeks where we can build it together, right? So I'm in this particular developer edition where I've already enabled MCP servers, out of the box MCP servers that Salesforce provides for a couple of them, so we can see how it actually looks like, where we will build it and we will enable it together in coming weeks, right? If I can talk about one of the MCP server, it is S-object-all, where Salesforce is exposing all its data via a MCP server using this particular MCP servers that I'm showing, right? So now it can have, MCP server will always have tools and prompts. What is this importance and how it can be utilized? We will talk in depth when we are actually going episode by episode, right? And this is the server URL which you will be using to connect to your MCP client. I just want to show you MCP client Claude and how I'm able to get the required details when I actually connect my Salesforce MCP server into Claude. We will also talk about why in most of the demos it's always Claude, why it can't be ChatGPT or Gemini, even Postman for that matter. We will deep dive on that particular angle also, why it is always Claude that is shown in the demo and why not it is Postman, Gemini, or even ChatGPT per se, right? So we will talk about that also in the coming weeks. And in order to get started with this particular episode or this particular series, I would highly recommend couple of things. One is you have to enroll yourself a new developer edition, which I just spoke about, and the URL will be in the description and also in LinkedIn article, where you can quickly go and sign up, or you can just Google it and you can sign that up. The second thing that I want to do is actually I want you to understand the external client app, because this will be coming very handy when we are going to set up the MCP servers. If you are new to this particular external client app, then I highly recommend this playlist that I have created already for you, where you can actually go through all these different kinds of external client app in this particular series that I have spoke about, so that you would be understanding when we are actually doing the MCP server setup, right? We will also talk about headless experience that Salesforce is talking about. We will also see if any new additional episodes that we can add apart from whatever I have listed, because the time that we complete this particular episodes, there may be a new things that can come up where we will try to add that. I will also try to see if we can actually expose our Salesforce has MCP client, but the server is something different, right? So we will even try to do that in this particular series. So stay tuned for this and go through the external client app playlist that I just showed you, right? And then we will see in this particular next episodes, and then we will do hands-on. Thank you for your patience and the time. Happy learning.